Hi, my name is Amanda, and I'm making this video because I want to share a little bit about autism, um, a little bit about my own experiences with it, and just where we are as a society with the concept of it. Um, I think the first thing is, the slogans, the Autism Speaks, it's not working. In a lot of settings, it's not even recognized as a real disability, rather a, a behavioral problem. I've actually had it called a behavioral problem by people who should be in a educated position, of power, that should understand these things. I mean, anybody who has power over other people should definitely understand autism. And when I say power over other people, I mean from teachers, principals, bosses, you know, parents, police, judges, just any person who has a position of power should be required to not only, have an understanding of autism, but to know how to handle a person with autism. So, first thing is autism comes in many different forms. One person with autism is not going to be like another person. Comparing the two is like comparing snowflakes. I mean, no two are alike. Um, Second, that needs to be understood about autism is that it comes in levels of severity. Some people struggle with autism so bad that they are not able to perform any of the duties needed to be an adult. um, and then you have people like me. Um, I have a form of autism, more commonly referred to as Asperger's. Um, I'm a mother. I have children. Um, I have had jobs. I struggle to stay employed because, again, back to the employers not understanding autism. Um, I have a driver's license. I mean, I can do things that a lot of adults do. I look and appear normal until I'm triggered. And it can be so hard because in a lot of cases, they want you to apologize for your outbursts or your uncontrollable physical motions. Can you imagine what it must feel like to be asked to apologize for your disability? To be expected to apologize for, you know, uh, moving on, um, being a mother with autism. It can be so frustrating. I mean, very frustrating when you're required for disability sakes and all that. You're required to take parenting classes and all that. They want to make sure, and I understand that. Excuse me. So they want to make sure that your particular autism isn't the kind that could trigger you to um, harm one of your children by mistake, which it can happen. Fortunately, I don't have that particular level of severity going on with me. I can control myself pretty well. I have I have a tick more. I do a thing. My arms just kind of do a freak out thing, and they just kind of go everywhere when I'm really, really distressed. as soon as I can get myself calmed down, I can get my arms to stop with the flappy, just I can settle them. Um, but there are some, level, like I said, there, these things need to be determined for parents, and that is completely expected, understandable, and I think as being disabled in this way, would recommend that people be tested to be sure that your particular kind, doesn't make you a danger to your children. Um, Now, what's frustrating though is when you take your tests and your classes, and they say, you're okay. You're a good mother. You love your children. Your disability is no threat to them. And then you decide, for whatever reason, okay, I don't want to live in this community anymore. I want to move. Let's try a change of scenery. And then you come across that one staff member, maybe, I'll use that as an example, like a staff, that's happened to me before, so we'll use that as an example. I won't give any locations, schools, or names for that person's privacy, but um, when a school staff member discovers that you have this disability, maybe um, you're at a parent teacher conference or a school function, and the crowds are a little hard, so you start doing your thing. Your hand goes and you can't stop it. You're trying to just, hope that the other people around you are mature adults and will recognize it and will ignore it. And that helps to feel, it can help make this stop. But when you can tell that people don't understand it, when they're looking at you funny, they're, even some people will laugh when ask you, what's wrong with you? That makes it worse. It's like, okay, they notice, they can see this, um, you know, and it makes it worse. You get nervous, and then of course in a school meeting, you want to light a cigarette up so that you can occupy your hands, which, um, yeah, go figure. People with autism, some of us smoke cigarettes. Hey, sometimes I like to have a cosmopolitan because it's not like other disabilities. I'm an adult. And I'm not asking for special treatment. I'm not asking for people to treat me different in any way other than to just understand that these little quirks that I do, I can't help it, and I'm sorry. And on top of being sorry, I'm tired of having to say I'm sorry. I'm tired of that. So, um, maybe when you see a parent in a meeting like that and everything, how about not call CPS and say, hey, I think they're on drugs? How about not call CPS and say, hey, I don't think they're fit because they have a disability. That person is acting really weird, so I don't think they're fit. They don't act the way that I recognize to be normal, so I'm going to get DHS, CPS, and all that involved, and I'm going to try to take those kids from you. Why would you do that to me? Why, when I've already proven to other, why do I have to continue to prove that this disability? I mean, would you call CPS on a woman in a wheelchair? So, you know what? I don't think that she can take care of her baby the same as a normal mother because she's in a wheelchair. Would you do that? Probably not. And the reason for that is because you can see her disability, you recognize it, you know what it is, and you understand it. Autism, most people don't recognize, they don't understand. I have been accused of being on drugs. I've been accused of being crazy. I have been accused of being unfit for my disability. And I think there needs to be a real discussion. I mean, there needs to be, excuse me, the nervous thing goes, excuse me. Okay, we need to all sit down and really talk about this. All right, because I'm sure that there's more people out there like me. I know I'm not alone. And who, if anybody is watching this, if you've stuck in there, I see that we're almost 10 minutes into this video. And I know it's hard for people to stay focused that long in this day and age, but if I can do it, you can do it. And I've got terrible focus. So if I can do it, you can do it. The people out there who are like me, we need to speak up. We need to get together and we need to stand up and say, this is enough. I am not going to apologize for my disability, my physical shortcomings, mental, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to apologize for it anymore. And you shouldn't either. You should not have to apologize for something that you cannot help, that you have no control over. And for all of you out there, that may have someone in your life, maybe that hasn't been diagnosed, but you recognize some of these symptoms that I've described, do some research for the sake of your spouse, your child, your parent. Maybe um maybe you're a child, teenager that has a mother or a father that behaves strangely, that does weird things that you don't understand. Maybe investigate that. It might be autism. Because the slogan, as corny as it sounds, is absolutely true. Autism speaks, but you have to listen. You have to listen. Listen to what we're trying to say. When you see someone who's getting panicky or over chatty in a situation, like in an office situation, like, I've been in the DHS office, I've applied for food stamps. There's no reason for me to be as terrified as I am when I walk into those places, but I am. um I don't know why. I stopped trying to figure out why and started trying to just focus on how can I make it feel better? How can I alleviate it a little bit? Because I already know the why. Okay, I need to accept my disability. And that was a hard step for me. I am 35 years old. It's hard to admit, that you have a disability to your spouse, to anybody. It's hard to speak up. It's embarrassing sometimes to say I have autism. You know, it's hard. But what's even harder is when you do speak up, when you finally have the courage to admit and accept that you have this, just to see that the people around you don't. They don't get it. They, okay, well, I I even had someone I had someone say, "So does that mean you're retarded?" First of all, not cool, man. Not cool. Not cool. Not cool. Not cool. You don't use that term. You don't use that term with anybody. You don't use that term for autism. You don't use that term. I mean, no, I am not retarded. There are some that have mental retardation, which is not even really, that's not even really the accepted term anyway. It's a medical, I get it, but it's not. You don't just say, "So does that mean you're retarded?" That's offensive. That's hurtful. That hurts. But no, no, most of us are not that bad. I can handle a lot of things, but I'm different. I am different, and the way I handle things are different. Um, I can calm in this situation in my room where I feel secure and safe, and I got a good flow of nicotine and something to occupy my hands. I can control myself. Um, there have been situations, though, where I have not been able to control it, and I needed to, but I couldn't. Um, so I just want people to take that from this video. Just take a little time. If you think someone in your life, or if someone in your life is diagnosed or not, you suspect that they may be autistic, take a little time to research that. Just for the person that you love. For past experiences and more of this, I'll be making another video here shortly because there's some things that I feel like need to be talked about, considering mishandling of people like me. So, um, if you're still here at 15 minutes in, wow, um, thank you. Um, I mean, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for listening to me. Thank you for hearing me. And thank you for caring. And it's sad that a lot of times people like me, we reach out to people like you out there, strangers, because people that are closest to us, it's harder to reach out to. So, blessed be God, and God's be with you all, whatever you believe in. Namaste, peace be with you. Thank you for listening, and please tune in for my next video. Have a great day.